Hello, welcome to Illustrator Jones. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe and give it a like. Thank you ever so much for watching. Okay, in this one, this drawing, I wanted you to see how easy it is just to draw a shape and create a monster out of it. People say, oh, I can't draw. But they always think of the things that, you know, that are hard to draw. But this is dead easy. This is just a big blobby shape. Give it a mouth, a load of eyes, a protruding brain, and you've got yourself a monster. So here's the pencil stage of it. This is just straight out the pencil. I've not drawn this before. This is just brand spanking new. But I'm sure any of you, children or adults, if you want to, if the adults want to draw monsters, can do this. It's not a problem. Oh no, it's not a brain. Sorry, I thought that was going to be a brain, but it's a big eyeball. Of course it is. He hasn't got enough eyeballs as it is, has he? He needs more eyeballs. Anyway, more eyes the better, so Bill Making Stuff says. So you just got this general blobby out shape. This is going to be a drawing. This is for one of the end pages or beginning pages of my videos, and in the space that's to the right of the monster, I think it's going to be either thank you or welcome to Illustrator Jones or whatever it's going to be used for. I can't remember now. But you may see it finished in one of the videos if you choose to watch them. But yeah, this is me just adding bits of detail now to the overall shape, building it up, trying to make it look horrible. It's like a big turd with eyes, isn't it, really, and a big mouth. But I don't paint it like a big turd. It doesn't end up like a big turd. How many times can I say big turd? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I'm adding all these little pustules that are exploding and popping. So teenagers may know what I'm on about there, about pustules and popping. I certainly did when I was a kid. There you go, in front of the mirror, having a good squeeze on your face. But yeah, just adding all the little bits of detail. And if you notice, basically everything is a circle. So the eyes, the mouth is a bit squarish, but his belly and all the little spots and things are all circles. You just add all the little circles together. It's easy to do, so just scribble down the page. Ooh, what's happened there? What's he doing? What's he up to? Why am I talking about myself in the third person again? Ah, inking now. So he's happy with that. Again. So it's inking up time now. You can do this with a biro, a Bic pen, anything. You don't have to have one of these brush pens. A felt pen, anything will do. You could even do it in dark pencil if you wanted to press a little bit harder. You could define the drawing if you haven't got a black pen or a blue pen, any colour. Don't think you have to have all this, fancy art stuff to do a drawing. You don't. Piece of paper, pencil, and maybe a biro. That'll work just as well. Because you've got to remember that, these are just sketches really. They're not, But it's good fun to draw, I got to admit. Now, instead of doing sharp teeth, if you've noticed, on my other drawings, if anybody's watched those, my other videos, I do sharp teeth. But this time I thought I'll give him goofy, bucked teeth. Make him look a bit different. I've got to admit though, I do enjoy drawing these kind of things. It's quite free and easy and don't have to worry about it. There's no bits of body that you have to get absolutely right, and no, you can just do whatever you want. He's got all these spots on his belly. Just add as much as you want. You could add hair, fur, anything. That eyeball at the top could have been a big brain poking out. That'd have been cool. Big pokey outy brain. Now I'm adding some darks to pop out the teeth and the tongue. Ooh, more eyeballs. Never enough eyeballs. And if you're drawing eyeballs like that, just think of a bunch of grapes in the fruit bowl and just draw a load of circles, stick them all together, and then put the body around the eyeballs if you want. There's no real way of doing this. It's just having fun, that's all it is. And not worrying that, you know, oh, you don't think you can draw. You can draw this. Anybody can draw a monster like this. Well, hopefully, when you watch me do it, you'll think to yourself, I can do that. If he can do that, I can do that. If that nutcase can have a go. So, well, you're not a nutcase. I'm the nutcase, not you. Anyway. Yeah. There's all the little bits and pieces again now in black. More pustules popping. That's a bit grim, isn't it, that? It's a bit... Oh, for some reason he has a tentacle tail. If anybody's seen my other videos, which very few people have. Oh, it's quite upsetting actually. Mine doesn't. Anyway, I like to draw tentacles and octopus. A little bit of shading now. If you notice, it's all with the same pen. All it is that's the difference is the difference of pressure that you put on the paper. So the more pressure, the darker the line, the thicker the line. And of course, if you lift your hand slightly off and less pressure, then you've got a lighter line and a finer line. So, but all that's part of learning how to draw, you see, and this will teach you how to do all that. You know, I'm using a different pen now, which has got a very fine nib on it, so I can put finer detail in there, little bits of shading and cross-hatching. Don't know if you know what cross-hatching is. I'm sure adults know what cross-hatching is, but the kids might not. It's little thin lines all put together to make it look like a shadow. Can you see that? Just a little thin lines. And then, when it's called cross-hatching, is if you want it to go darker, you move the paper around and do it. Here we go. Just to prove the point. You just you go across those same lines again with another set of lines, and it just makes it look darker. And it's called, there you go, look, cross-hatching. There it is. Makes that tongue look like it's inside his mouth instead of brightly lit. I do like cross-hatching, and I can get carried away with it. I can end up ruining a drawing if I do too much cross-hatching. So I have to be careful I don't overdo it. That's a Staedtler pen, which I've used for many years, although I found now in Hobbycraft a pen called Umi Pin. They make the Posca pens as well, but they do fine liners, which are really good, which I use more now than anything else. And they're only about £1.80 a pen. That's not bad, is it? £1.80 a pen. You can buy them singularly. There is a shop online called Cult Pens that you can buy them from for £1.80 each, although they do charge £3 for postage. But if you buy a few of them, sometimes it can work out alright, not too bad. Or you can go to Hobbycraft and you can buy, I think it's a packet of 5 for about £8, which isn't too bad. And they're all different sizes, so, but they're great pens to, you know, to draw with. Not just to start with, they're the ones I use. But these are more expensive, these ones, but to be honest, there's no difference. In fact, I think the Umi pen's a little bit better to draw with. UMI, I think it is, Umi pin. So there's all the black. I'm rubbing out all the pencil now. Now be careful when you do this, you don't go back and forth too hard, because you can crumple up the paper and ruin the drawing. So I'm just going in one direction, I'm pressing it in one direction, and I'm holding the piece of paper with the other hand. Oh, bit more detail. See, get too excited about the cross-hatching, look. Big ugly monster. Arr, says the monster. Alright, I like him. He came out really good. I've done some other videos with some monsters and I just don't like them very much. But him, he was easy. He was just a big blobby shape with eyeballs and a mouth and a big fat tummy. Just little bits of detail now. Little touches. Scratches, bumps, little diddy spots that fill up some spaces, and shading underneath the lumps and bumps. Hopefully you'll have a go at doing this. You'll enjoy it, I know you will. You'll have a great time. And even if you know, freeze frame this, if you want to have a copy of it, if you want to copy it, or if you join me on Patreon, I'll send you an inked version of it. You could either colour it in, or you could copy it and have a go yourself. But yeah, if you join me on Patreon, I think it's £2 a month. Not expensive, and you will be called Furt the Alien, the naughty alien. And if you like this, if you think, oh, this is alright, please give me a like or a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel, because I'll be putting more and more of these kind of things on. It takes time, I think, to get one of this channels established, so hopefully maybe in a few years people will start watching. Oh, right. Now, a secret here. I have printed that one out. I've scanned in the other one on my computer, and I've printed this one out, and at the bottom of the page, look, can you see me putting the little squares of colour? I'm using alcohol markers. They're Copic markers, they are. You can buy versions of these in Hobbycraft. Winsor & Newton do some. I think they're £2.80 a pen. In there, and my daughters use those, and they are beautiful, really nice. These are blinking expensive, these things cost me a fortune, they did. But if I'd have known what I know now, I'd have bought the Winsor & Newton ones, but I don't think they were out back then, all those years ago. I've had these for years. So I'm just putting a base colour on now of pink. Obviously he's going to look a bit grotesque, isn't he? He's going to look like a big thing. So yeah, my daughters have bought these Winsor & Newton pens, which are alcohol markers. They've got a brush side to them. These haven't, these ones actually. And they've got a chisel tip on them as well. And they paint with them, and they are beautiful. Really nice. And there's loads of colours. You can buy packets of them. You can buy them on their own as a single pen. Really good. I've only seen them in Hobbycraft. I've not seen them anywhere else. But the girls, when we were on holiday in Devon, there was a Hobbycraft there, and they were in and out buying these pens. Oh, I need these colours, so they'd go back in and buy another set. They are working, by the way, these girls. They're not children. They're 16 and 19, so they're working. They are, so they can afford this, to buy those. But if you're a kid and you've got some pocket money, they're about £2.80 a pen. They are. I suppose you could collect them, couldn't you, over time? Well worth having a go. Just remember, if you use those pens in a sketchbook, they will go through the paper and possibly go onto the next piece of paper. So be warned. Put another piece of paper, or a piece of card preferably, underneath the drawing, underneath the piece of paper you're drawing on and colouring in, so that it doesn't go right through onto the other side. It will go through the side that you're drawing on, but not onto the next sheet again. But if my daughters have done them, and they've painted pictures and they've coloured them in colour, then they've inked them up and then turned the page over, and you've got this like coloured painting of the same image from the other side. and all you can see is the colours that they put down. It looks fantastic. It looks like another drawing for free. Yeah, going darker now. Bit of gore now. It's funny how that looks so yellow and orange on the screen, but it's on that camera. But it's not. It's a bright red. Anyway, gotta give him some yellow teeth because he does not know how to clean his teeth. Why? He's got no arms. He's only got eyes. He's got no arms. He's got a couple of feet, but he's got some medical problems as that guy, hasn't he? Imagine going to the doctor. Doctor, I think something wrong with me. There's not something wrong with you, mate. You are wrong. Look at you. You're disgusting. You're grotesque. Anyway. Yeah, bit of shading now. So I've got a darker pink now that I'm doing. Putting it in. Just around the bottom, just to make it look a little bit more rounded. That's the idea of that, you see, is not to leave it look flat with one colour, but put a bit of shading in around the bottom and the sides, and then it looks like it's round, not flat. But what you have to do is figure out where the sun's coming from, or the light source. So if you can imagine holding a torch, and in that blank spot where there's no drawing, imagine a torch there. You're holding a torch and you're shining it on him. So if you look on the left side, you can see those are in shadow, and on the right side it's more bright, and that's what gives you the 3D effect. Just a little tip there. Not that I'm qualified to give anybody drawing tips, really, because looking at this you think, why is he telling me how to draw? I can draw perfectly well. I draw rubbish like this. He's not rubbish, he's a monster. Anyway, I like it and I enjoy drawing it. My mum and dad looked through my sketchbook the other day, and there's lots of this kind of thing in there, and they just look at it and going, what is this? What is this? What is this? What are you doing? Why are you wasting? No, I'm not wasting my life. This is fun. So don't think you can't draw. You can. Anybody can draw these. Remember that. Anybody can do this. If I can, anybody can. Just give it a go because it's good fun. And you got more colour now. A little bit more shading. Yeah. Oh, this is now blue. Did you know that a light blue gives you shadows? I'm sure a lot of adults know that, but kids may not. You see, that's not just adding darker colours now. I'm adding a blue colour. Can you see that? How that's creating the darker shadow? There you go. There you go. Going over those eyes completely, but because they're around the back of the head, you see. Can you see that? You'll see better when he turns it around. There you go. So yeah, use some blue, a light blue, not a very dark blue. There you go, you can see what colour blue that is. You could do that with felt pens. I'm sure that would work with felt pens. That's the problem with, I've found with videos on YouTube now, is you've got these fantastic artists who start off with basic tools and they haven't got a lot of money. You know, and then they get really famous on YouTube and their videos are doing really well, and all of a sudden they've got a laser cutter or a 3D printer, and you're thinking, where can I find how can I afford a 3D printer and a laser cutter? You know, and all these epoxy resins that they're mixing, they're hundreds of pounds. Kids can't afford that unless mummy and daddy are very rich. Some of you might have rich daddies and mummies, but the majority of us haven't. And we have to save up our pocket money to get things. And that's been my life all the way through. I've had to save up for everything. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how easy it is to draw from pencil idea, a blobby monster. Now the Posca pens there, can you see those? That's a Posca pen, again made by Umi. Again, you can buy those in Hobbycraft, or you can buy them on Amazon, anywhere. They're about £2. They're about £3 something a pen. There's different nib sizes, so there's an ultra fine, a fine, a medium, and they go up to massive pens. They're huge. Anyway, they are brilliant for putting little highlights on your spots and bits of dribble that are hanging. His tongue lock, can you see that? Make it look a bit shiny. And just as if, you know, his body is shiny and greasy, like, ooh, big smelly poo. And it's great. You can get carried away with this and all. You can overdo this. I'm talking from experience here. There you go. See those bits of goo hanging from there? Pour a little bit of white on there, look. Make sure you remember where that torch is shining. And it looks like it's glistening in the light. So I've used a pencil. I've used a black pen. I've used my colouring pens. And I've used this Posca pen, which is... you know, you only need to buy the one. You only need to buy the white. Oh, he's finished. Oh, okay. I didn't know he'd finished. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Illustrator Jones just wanted to say a huge thank you to Duck on Meth for becoming the very first Patreon. Anyone who would like to support Illustrator Jones on Patreon, please join, and you too can have your name called out and put on the screen. Thank you for your support.